Oh yeah, man. But you know, you're kind of piquing my curiosity from what you've been, you know, working on this week because I have always wanted to explore that side of things. AI was a new jump, but VR is also a new jump that I kind of want to dive into. So those glasses that you've mentioned, where does somebody even begin? I guess I should start there. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Metaverse. I am one of your hosts, Atlas Theory. Joining me today is Archetype. What's up, dude? How's it going?
Good, man. Been good. How about you?
Yeah, doing well, man. The Metaverse grind, you know how it
Yeah.
is. So let's just jump in today to what we've been up to within the Metaverse this week. Do you have anything that you've been working on?
Yeah, man. I'm always busy, you know me. Quite a few things that I've been working on. Some videos, some artwork, just some posts in general, just to update the community. A lot of things I can't really talk about yet because they're not out yet. But yeah, some exciting things, collaborations that I've been working with different people, different guilds. And yeah, had a little bit of my own time as well, which was nice. I got the VR headset out and had a little bit of a play, which is a bit rare for me. I kind of value every little bit of my spare time, and I'm usually creating in that moment. But sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of relaxed time, get into the metaverse, and immerse yourself. So
Oh
that's been
yeah,
good.
no,
Yeah. How about
definitely.
you, man?
Well, I have been jumping into trying to learn a new skill. Um, AI kind of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded a program. Forgive me. I'll have to bring a list of programs that you guys can try out next week. Because I'm just spacing it. But basically, you type in text, it creates an image, but then you can also select like the number of frames and like what you want to do, and it creates a cool little video. My first one ended up being a frog because I've also been trying to work on some cyber frogs lore. But
Nice.
I need to create some metaverse AI stories here now.
Yeah, definitely, man. with your with your creative writing skills and some visuals, I reckon that would be a good little recipe for creating something cool.
Oh yeah, man. But you know, you're kind of piquing my curiosity from what you've been, you know, working on this week because I have always wanted to explore that side of things. AI was a new jump, but VR is also a new jump that I kind of want to dive into. So those glasses that you've mentioned, where does somebody even begin? I guess I should start there.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I think that's a good conversation to have. So I've been following along with the whole VR headset thing that's been happening lately. I'll share a story actually. The first VR experience I had, I'm going to date myself here. I reckon I would have been around 10 years old. Um, so like mid 90s. Um, there was actually a VR headset in one of those like gaming arcades. And uh, it made me very ill for a very short period of time that I actually played it. And it's
Was it
strange that
Jurassic
that
Park?
no, it was pre
Okay.
that. I'll throw up something on the screen for people to see.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was really bad. But it was strange because like VR just kind of like disappeared from the scene for what are we talking? 15 public maths. Shouldn't do public maths. 20, 25 years or so. Um, yeah, and now it's back, and I think that a lot of that has come to do with like the refresh rate, not making people feel ill. um, and just the perfect timing. I think like a lot of these technologies, they're great, but unless they have the right timing with other accompanying technologies, they
Right.
sort of fail. And I think we're at a period in time where the internet's good, social media is good, refresh rate, all those things are coming together with the technology.
Hmm.
And I think what's exciting is the future of these things. Like, I don't think people realize how quickly they're going to evolve, and they're going to become. I feel they're going to become a bit like a phone, where people are going to be updating their headsets every year or two. They're going to come into, that 24-month sort of like pay as you go sort of thing, and then once you're done, you're going to want to
Yeah,
upgrade. I think that's really what's going to happen. But
I love it.
I'll pull
Oh,
this one out.
that's a cool idea.
This
Oh,
is the
okay.
headset I started with. Um, this is the Oculus Rift,
Hmm.
and it comes with these things, the controllers. And I bought that probably 3 years ago. But I think no matter what, like an entry point would be just to choose one of the smaller options, one of the cheaper ones, and jump in and sort of experience uh, what it's like as
Hmm.
far as do you get motion sickness? Can you spend a lot of time inside a game? What are the different platforms that you can download games from? Things like that, I think, uh, are valuable sort of research before you spend a lot of money.
I'm really nervous about the motion sickness. Um, you mentioned you did get motion sickness like back when you were young. Did you find the same thing when you tried these glasses?
Um, on some experiences, yes. So it
Okay.
really comes down to things like I think it's more like the development of the game. So, and people are getting better at it, game developers and stuff like that. But where I got sick with this newer one with the Rift is because you're tethered, you've only got a certain amount of movement that you can have in your space, like physical movement where you're moving your body and the character is reacting to that movement. But
Hmm.
if you wanted to travel further, you've got to use the joysticks on the controllers to actually move that character. But the problem with that is you're standing still and you're moving the character, and then you're visually seeing yourself traveling through space. Um, and I was playing a first-person shooter, which is pretty intense.
Oh,
um,
dang.
yeah, you got to work up to that because you'll wreck yourself otherwise. Um, and I was moving like up over these hills and valleys, and just that coming down that trough and then like ramping up to the top of the hill, I actually felt like when you're in a roller coaster and you hit that bottom and then you
Yeah.
start to go back up again, you pull those like positive G's. I felt that, and I was standing still, and all I was doing was just moving the thumbstick, and it was
Okay.
that, yeah, it was that disconnect between your body not moving and your visuals are moving. So I think that that's definitely something that will make people ill if they're not ready for it, like yourself.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you think the answer then is something like those like 360 like machines that they have, or do you think that's like overkill, or where do you fall in that
Uh,
little argument? Just briefly.
I mean, I've looked into them. They are getting cheaper, but they're still like, if someone's going to have something that in their house as a setup, that's a dedicated um, amount of resources and
Yeah.
and space in their home. Yeah, I'd like to see someone think outside the box as far as that
Mm.
goes. Um, maybe there's another option. But I definitely think like the mass adoption is going to come from people that are just basically like sitting on their couch and enjoying like a, a untethered experience.
Mhm.
Um, so as far as like getting a headset, if you were to get one, what would be what would be your main use for getting one? Like, would it be gameplay? Would it be experiences? Would it be um, watching a movie in 3D?
Yeah, I think for me it'd be like full immersion. I don't necessarily need it for. I don't want it for movies because that's a passive activity. I want it for an active activity, um, but I don't know if that is gameplay as far as action. But yeah, experiencing like the local tavern or a starport or such things with that. Um, I think that would be a great use for something like the goggles. I know that there'll probably be or already is filmmaking based around that as well, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think I right now within the next few years I want it just to experience it and like get involved in using this coming technology.
Yeah, I think I think for you, like a cheap headset would be the best option,
Mm,
especially like for anyone that's wanting to jump into getting into VR. A cheap headset because the technology is about to go leaps and bounds. So whatever you buy
yeah,
now is going to be basically you're going to want to get rid of it in a year or two because it's going to be outdated
yeah,
and big and bulky. And yeah, so I would suggest probably something that's untethered, cheap,
mm,
and just gets you into that experience. And then from there, you can sort of see, what you want to buy next. Maybe upgrade, or maybe just keep the one that you've got and wait for something better. But what you talked about is really another thing to consider is like the platform. So depending on who
mm,
you purchase through, they have different games and experiences available, and I think that that's a big play for these companies. Is it's kind of like how games will come out on Xbox or PlayStation or PC, and some games are available on PC and some games are available on Xbox.
yeah,
And then you have some consoles that just never make it because they don't have the network effect. Um,
mm,
yeah, so I think that's something to consider as well. What I have seen is um, a lot of game developers are making their games available for a lot of different headsets now and a lot of different of the store platforms, which is cool. Um, yeah, and I'm seeing like a lot more of the storyline stuff, like what you mentioned, which I reckon is really cool. Like an immersive storyline that you can get into. Like there's one that I put on for my kiddos, and it's like
mm.
a storybook, and you get involved with the characters, and it's a bit like choose your own adventure. Do you remember those old books? And like it'd
Yeah.
be like you pick like an outcome, and then you have to fast forward to a certain page, and then you see how that plays out.
I love that.
Yeah,
They
I
have
think
that in
you'd
like
like
a
that.
VR experience type of thing. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
awesome. I really like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's actually like sparks my head to like another thing I was into when I was young, which is like mystery. Like it'd be cool to try to solve a mystery in VR, you know,
yeah.
Sherlock
That
Holmes or
interactive,
whatever.
like finding clues and then using
Yeah,
physical items that you pick up in the space. Yeah,
yeah, something like that. That'd be cool.
I'm sure they have it.
Yeah.
We need to we need to do this. If uh if you end up getting one, I think we need to find one where we can both enjoy that experience together and go through that storyline. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, we should. That'd be awesome. Maybe like a bonus video on the Metaverse YouTube channel or something like that.
Yeah, we'll stream it or something.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds great. Very nice. So we're talking about VR and some of the technology, and I think that like we could even save some of that for a future episode. But next episode, I kind of want to like, since we're here like lingering, it'd be cool to talk about AR for a little bit. And yeah, maybe we save that for episode 4.
Yeah, sounds good. I think there's that's a whole nother topic, and the sort of the two are kind of starting to blend at the moment, and maybe it won't be its separate thing. Maybe in the future it'll be a combined thing. But right
Yeah,
now, it's definitely like two different directions that um, developers are sort of focusing their attention on. And I think there's quite a few cool tech items in the AR world that I think is worth a mention and worth its own little episode to talk about. So yeah, that'd be
yeah.
cool.
I know a few of them myself. They're so cool. Oh man. Anyways, shut up.
Yeah.
Should we get to a community shout out before we wrap up for next week?
Yeah, definitely, man. So last week we shouted out Shaddix.
Hmm.
That was my pick. So it's over to you, man. It's your turn. Your turn
Oh
for the
man,
community shout out.
the pressure. So I'm gonna have to go with at Siggy underscore SA over on Twitter. Probably like the best place ever to keep up with not only Star Atlas news, but Metaverse news as a whole. Like, they are on it. Like, I get a lot of my news from Siggy's feed. Like, no joke. Like, I learn about all sorts of Metaverse activities going on. Yeah. Just a great, awesome member of the Star Atlas community, and then I think the wider Metaverse community.
Hmm. I agree. I see the posts that Siggy puts out, and I'm like, wait, did Star Atlas release that image? Where is that? Where is he getting his information from?
Seriously, I actually have no idea because like
Mm.
I've seen people ask him that same question because it's not stuff I've seen from Star Atlas, but it's Star Atlas images. Yeah,
Do you think that maybe
for the
it's
most
really
part.
like? You think that maybe it's really like Swags, just with his like alternate account?
I bet it is just like ways
Yeah.
to like leak little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
We'll have to
I like it.
investigate. I think we're
Yes.
onto something
We're
here.
yes. We're on to you, Siggy. We're coming for you. All right. Take us away.
Yeah, well, I think that's a wrap, man. There's a lot more that I wish we could have talked about with that, but we got future episodes, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm sure there'll be more news regarding VR headsets. Um, just for those listening, like if you are thinking of getting a VR headset and you'd like to know more about that, reach out to one of us. If you've been dabbling yourself, leave a comment below which one you prefer, and maybe some headsets that you're excited about that are coming out, and what you think about them. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you on the Metaverse podcast.
See you guys later.